Alright, I expect a good, clean match. And by that, I mean I want to see blood and lightning strikes. Let's go! MedLab. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I'm your host, Nikki from Stealth Shampoo. This is SALGE versus Stage 3. Dat Newt here on the Kraken versus Markov, Val, Hank, and Griffin. Here on MedLab. MedLab, in my opinion, got the most considerable changes as far as map changes have gone. The dam was also changed. MedLab's platform is gone. The relay previously was sitting on top of a platform, and that platform is now gone. The relay, the MedLab, Medbay rockets are now sitting on the floor. I found that platform to be really awkward to fight around, especially as ground-based monsters like the Goliath. Markov could put mines up there, and I'd have to shoot a flamethrower up there, or I'd accidentally climb up and pop them. It was just a really awkward relay to fight around. So I personally have not fought myself at this relay yet, because I've been playing a lot of arena mode. But here in Skirmish, I'm interested to see Dat Newt on the Kraken hit Stage 3 and bring this to a relay fight. It's a not-so-clustered relay anymore, with 2 different levels, almost all outdoors. I'd say half is outdoors, half is under. So Hank can land some good old orbitals if he wants. Stage 3 is choosing to go with Val and Griffin for the Poontrank Domes, paying homage to my man DB at Poontrank Dome. And it looks like the Kraken just managed to sneak by Markov. I feel the need to whisper and lower my voice as the monster sneaks so that I don't give him away. I'm sorry about the FPS drops, by the way. It looks like AT&T doesn't like me. It might recover in a moment. Sorry about that.
On first aid duty.
Anyway, Dat Newt on the Kraken. AT&T does hate me, so if you are seeing some problems, I'm very sorry about that. It might self-correct. In fact, let me do one thing real quick. I'm just tapping out of the game. I know you guys can't hear anything. Sorry about that. I am not only caster, but producer. I have to watch a million different things. One moment. Alright, I think we're good. Sorry about that. I think I corrected it to the best of my ability. I closed another stream I had open, which was taking up a considerable amount of bandwidth, because I was watching it on Source. Anyway, sorry about that. We are back in on the action. Val pounced. Where is Hank? I was not paying attention. I don't pay attention for 2 seconds, and the medic is under the tentacles of the Kraken. And are they going to harass and dome at Stage 1? What they're probably going to do, the reason they chose Markov, I don't know, I'm not these players, I didn't discuss this with them, but I think the reason they chose Markov is because his assault rifle is extremely accurate. That assault rifle, especially with mastery, it gains accuracy. So what they're doing is picking at the monster from long range, lowering his armor when he's at Stage 1, and then dropping the dome. They're dropping the dome on him at Stage 1 with no armor, which is a terrible situation for any monster to get caught in. Dat Newt needs to pull this back for SALGE. We are currently watching the SALGE monster. He has to pull this back, or Stage 3 is going to come out with a 3-0. And it looks like he's just trying to push him away, kite them around this building. They are not opting to dome until Markov's assault rifle manages to run the Kraken's armor down a little bit more. The lightning gun is also extremely effective against Banshee mines. Even though those things have a 0.3 second invulnerability period now, they pop. If you see one screaming, I mean, they're super loud. If you get hit by a Banshee mine, you know you're getting hit by a Banshee mine. Those things are extremely loud. Markov can hear the sound, turn around, pop it for you, and go back to whatever he was doing. And it looks like he is deciding to evolve here in the western caves, the southwestern caves of the map. Dome is live. Very different Kraken setups from these 2 different Krakens. A lot of people come by my stream all the time and ask, hey man, what's the best setup for Kraken Goliath? What's the best perk? There is no best. As you can tell, in this series, 2 different Kraken players, 2 very different sets. We're seeing 3 Aftershock, 3 Vortex, or as I like to call it, Faster Shock. Faster Shock is what's used if the Kraken is floating, he can move about in Aftershock. Aftershock is an AoE that appears around the Kraken And if he is not making contact with the ground as he is using Aftershock, he moves around very quickly relative to if he were sitting on the ground. Faster shock, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like this dome is a loop. Dat Newt sustained an insane amount of damage. He has about 15% health left, and he has 0 down penalties. Aftershock is personally not an ability I would have taken if I'm getting domed right out of stage 2, because it requires you to be so aggressive up in their face, especially when they have mines on the ground. And that might be it unless he can get away. I wouldn't count this guy out until he is out. You cannot count people out of Evolve. Going for the short hop right there. That's a very great tactic. There's nothing in front of him, but he takes that pounce forward to just gain a little bit of mobility. Sometimes that can get you around a corner, just barely get you to dodge a trank. Dat Newt luckily able to get some armor, so they are not able to scratch him down. I don't agree with this Aftershock. Aftershock is the most aggressive Kraken ability. You have to be up in their face to use it. And if you're domed at stage 2 with no armor, plus they have a Markov, you're floating about eating those mines, you're going to take an insane amount of damage. Aftershock is a very high damage ability. Does just as much damage... Oh, don't get tapped by that mammoth bird. Does just as much damage as lightning strikes. But lightning you can use from a distance. Aftershock you cannot. So I personally would have chosen 3 in lightning right there to keep myself a little bit out of the fight while maintaining my damage. The downside is lightning is more of a skill shot ability. A little harder to aim, a little easier to dodge. And can he get the support down right? Excellent play right there, but the dome is up. The dome did just have enough time to recharge, and if Val is on point with those heals, where is Hank? Is he out of the dome? Hank is out of the dome! But it looks like, oh, that would have been a great play. Stage 3, taking it 3-0 in this series. That was an amazing play right there. Aftershock pushed Hank out of the dome. If he just had a little more armor right there, if he just didn't choose Aftershock, maybe if he knocked him back with Lightning, Vortex, something. Hank out of the dome was game-changing. I was dumbfounded as to why that Val wasn't healing. If he would have dropped Val, had enough armor and health, didn't lose so much in that first confrontation, he could have turned it back right there. That would have been the fastest on-a-dime turn I've ever seen in Evolve. But unfortunately, that did not pan out, and Stage 3 is taking it home 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. Well played, everyone.